After GPT 5.2 launched, millions of users reported something weird. They were getting worse results with the exact same prompts that worked perfectly on GPT-5 and GPT-4. Same questions, same instructions, worse outputs. Turns out, OpenAI made fundamental changes to the next GPT-5's model architecture that broke the old prompting cookbook. The model now follows instructions with surgical precision, but it's terrible at guessing what you mean. If your prompt is vague or poorly structured, most users have no idea this happened, so they're still prompting like it's 2024. Today, I'm walking you through 30 official hacks straight from OpenAI's GPT 5.2 prompting guide and their new GPT Image 1.5 cookbook documentation. These aren't random tips from Reddit. This is the official OpenAI's cookbook for getting 3 to 5 times better results from ChatGPT. By the end of this video, you'll know techniques that 95% of users don't, and your outputs will reflect that. Let me show you what changed and how to fix it right now. Here's what you're getting in the next 25 minutes. Router nudges that trigger deeper reasoning. XML structuring that eliminates ambiguity. Verbosity control so you get exactly the length you need. Chain of thought workflows for complex tasks. Image prompting formulas that work across every AI tool. Few shot techniques, meta prompting, role playing, and advanced formatting tricks. Let's start with why GPT 5.2 is fundamentally different. GPT 5.2 is OpenAI's flagship model for enterprise and complex workflows. It delivers higher accuracy, stronger instruction following, and more disciplined execution compared to GPT-5 and 5.1. But here's the double-edged sword. It's now extremely literal. The model builds clearer plans by default and delivers more concise outputs. That sounds great until you realize it also means the model won't fill in the gaps when your prompt is unclear. GPT-4 used to guess what you meant. GPT 5.2 doesn't guess, it follows your exact words. This is why old prompts fail. If you used to type, "Write me a blog post about AI," GPT-4 would make assumptions about length, tone, structure, and audience. GPT 5.2 waits for you to specify those things. If you don't, you get a generic output that technically answers your request but misses the mark completely. The good news? Once you understand how to structure prompts for GPT 5.2, you unlock a level of control and quality that wasn't possible before. That's what these 30 hacks are for. Let me show you a quick before and after so you can see the difference. I'll ask the same question 2 ways. First with a vague prompt, then with a structured prompt. Help me understand index funds versus money market accounts. The output is fine, but generic. It gives me definitions and a few pros and cons, but nothing actionable. Now the structured prompt, think hard about this. What are the pros and cons of putting my cash in a low-cost index fund versus a money market account? Includes second-order effects like tax implications and liquidity trade-offs. Give me a concise 3 to 5 paragraph explanation. The difference is night and day. The second output includes what each option is, pros and cons at a glance, how to choose between the two, tax considerations, and liquidity risks. None of that showed up in the first output. This is what happens when you prompt GPT 5.2 correctly. Same model. Wildly different results. It's January again, and by now, you have started making resolutions to make the new year better for you. But the smartest people are already on the road to master the one skill that matters most in 2026, AI. From just a simple text model in 2019, AI has evolved to detecting diseases, automating work, and even running tasks in your sleep by 2025. Looking at these advancements, 2026 is when AI is going to be at its peak and the last chance for you to get on the AI ship before it sails. Why not reclaim your past 6 years of loss in just 2 days? Because I want to introduce you to Outskill, the first ever AI-focused educational platform to accelerate AI learning for people like you and me. They are hosting the 2-day AI Mastermind training live this Saturday and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. EST on both days. And right now is the perfect moment to join because you can get in absolutely free as part of their New Year Upskilling Fest. This 16 hours AI training has already built more than 10 million AI first professionals worldwide and is rated 4.9 out of 5 on Trustpilot. People from marketing, finance, operations, product, and engineering join this. Just because this is something which is not specific to any industry, but is now needed across every one of them. This is where you learn how to build AI agents that plan, write, execute, and report for you. Automate workflows that run even while you sleep. Connect tools like Sheets, Notion, CRMs, and email to create profitable systems. Use AI to save hours every week and get an unfair advantage at work. Not just that, you'll also learn how to profit from these skills. People from this very training have launched AI-powered services that bring in $2,000 to $3,000 weekly just by applying the systems they're taught. To kickstart your year, you also get premium lifetime bonuses like the AI Prompt Bible, the AI Profit Roadmap, your personalized AI Toolkit Builder, only if you attend both days. And here's the most interesting part. When you sign up, you'll get access to the 2026 AI Survival Hackbook, a comprehensive compilation of the upcoming AI shifts in 2026, and the practical steps you can take to be prepared. Seats are limited. Use the link in the description to join. And join the WhatsApp community to stay updated before the big blast. Okay, back to the topic. GPT 5.2 has an invisible router that decides how much reasoning effort to apply to each query. Most of the time, it defaults to low or medium reasoning to save compute costs, but you can force it into deeper reasoning mode with specific phrases. I tested dozens of variations and found 3 phrases that reliably trigger the thinking indicator. Think hard about this, think deeply about this, think carefully about this. Why do these work? Because GPT 5.2 follows instructions literally. The phrase "think hard" is explicit. The phrase "this is important" is vague. Vague doesn't cut it anymore. When you see the thinking indicator appear, you know the model is analyzing second-order effects, edge cases, and trade-offs you might not have considered. This is critical for high-stakes tasks like financial decisions, strategy planning, or technical problem solving. Here's the rule of thumb. Always use a router nudge phrase for any task where missing a detail could cost you time, money, or credibility. Let me grab one of these phrases from my setup. I keep all my router nudge templates saved, so I don't have to type them every time. I'll just pull this one and drop it into ChatGPT. There. That's tip 1 through 4. Use explicit router nudges to force deeper reasoning. I'm testing all these live on my platform, so if you see that interface, don't confuse. That's just my workspace where I prefer to work. Same prompts work everywhere though. GPT 5.2's router also controls output length. By default, the model tries to match the implied verbosity of your request, but it's not great at guessing. That's why you get 3-paragraph answers when you needed 2 sentences, or 1-sentence answers when you needed a full breakdown. The fix? Tell the model exactly how long or short you want the output to be. I use 3 power phrases depending on the situation. Low verbosity. Give me the bottom line in 100 words or less. Use Markdown for clarity and structure. This works perfectly for Slack messages, quick updates, or executive summaries where the reader doesn't have time for fluff. Medium verbosity, aim for a concise 3 to 5 paragraph explanation. This is my go-to for team meetings, email responses, or internal memos where you need key takeaways plus enough context for people to act on the information. High verbosity, provide a comprehensive and detailed breakdown, 600 to 800 words. This is for project briefs, research summaries, or documentation where multiple teams need to reference the same material. GPT 5.2 handles specific word counts way better than previous models, so don't be afraid to set exact constraints. I keep these verbosity templates here so I don't have to remember them. That's tips 5 through 8. Verbosity control with explicit length constraints. This is where GPT 5.2 really shines. XML tags let you label every component of your prompt so the model knows exactly what each piece of information is for. Think of XML tags as labeled boxes. Instead of dumping everything into one paragraph and hoping GPT 5.2 figures it out, you explicitly tell it, this is background information, this is the task, this is the output format, this is the tone. OpenAI officially recommends using XML structure in their prompting guide. It's not a hack, it's the intended way to prompt GPT 5.2 for complex tasks. Here's an example. Let's say I need to prepare for a product manager interview. Instead of typing, "help me prepare for a product manager interview," here's my resume and the job description. I structure it like this. I open the task tag, act as a hiring manager. Based on my resume and the job description, ask me 3 questions I'm likely to face. Then I open a resume tag and paste my resume. Then I open a job description tag and paste the job description. Then I specify the output format and tone. The output quality improves dramatically because the model knows exactly what each section is and how they relate to each other. This is my XML template I use for most complex tasks. Task, context, constraints, output format, tone. It takes 30 seconds to fill in, and the results are consistently better than freeform prompts. Save this structure somewhere you can access it quickly. Use it for custom GPTs, ChatGPT projects, or any recurring workflow where quality matters. That's tips 9 through 13. XML structuring for clarity and precision. The same principles apply to image generation. Specificity wins, structure wins, constraints win. OpenAI released an official Image 1.5 prompting guide, and it breaks down a 6-component formula that works across GPT Image 1.5, Nano Banana Pro, and every other AI image tool. Here's the formula: subject, action, environment, art style, lighting, details. Let's break that down. Subject, who or what is in the image? Action, what are they doing? Environment, where is this happening? Art style, photorealistic, cartoon, oil painting, digital art. Lighting, soft morning light, dramatic shadows, neon glow. Details, specific textures, colors, or elements you want included. The more specific you are, the better the output. A woman gives you a random woman. A young woman in her late 20s with freckles and curly red hair gives you a much more controlled result. Here's tip 18. Use quotes for text and images. If you want the AI to render specific text, put it in quotes and tell the model to render it verbatim. Render the text grand opening in bold serif typography centered at the top. Tip 19, editing workflows. If you generate an image and need to change one element, tell the model explicitly. Change only the background to a sunset sky, keep everything else the same, then restate the invariants. The subject, lighting, and composition should remain identical. This prevents the model from regenerating the entire image and losing the elements you liked. I'll select this formula template and copy it over. Now I can generate 3 versions of the same concept to show you the quality ladder: bad prompt, good prompt, pro prompt. Watch the difference. Bad prompt, a coffee shop. Good prompt, a cozy coffee shop with wooden furniture and plants. Pro prompt, a cozy independent coffee shop interior with reclaimed wood tables, hanging Edison bulbs, potted ferns in the corners, soft afternoon light streaming through large windows, photorealistic style, warm color palette, shallow depth of field. See how much control you gain when you follow the 6-component structure? This prompt structure works for Image GPT 1.5, Nano Banana, Midjourney, and every AI image tool. The formula is universal. That's tips 14 through 19. Image prompting with the 6-component formula. GPT 5.2 is excellent at scaffolding complex tasks into smaller steps, but you have to tell it to do that. If you throw a massive request at the model in one prompt, you'll get a messy output that tries to do everything at once. The better approach? Break complex tasks into mini milestones. Here's an example. Let's say I need to create a quarterly business review presentation. Instead of asking for the entire thing in one shot, I structure it as a 3-step workflow. Step 1, create an outline with section headers and key points for each section. Step 2, expand each section with supporting arguments, data points, and examples. Step 3, format the content for slides with clear headlines and bullet points. This approach gives me control at every stage. I can review the outline before committing to the full draft. I can adjust the arguments before finalizing the slide format. Sequential prompts beat one massive prompt every time. Why? Because GPT 5.2 maintains context across a conversation. It remembers what you've already discussed and builds on it. If you dump everything into one prompt, the model has to juggle too many constraints at once and something gets dropped. Chain of thought prompting also makes debugging easier. If the final output isn't quite right, you can trace back to the exact step where things went off track and fix it there. Use this technique for any task that involves multiple stages: research, drafting, editing, formatting, or analysis. That's tips 20 through 23, chain of thought and multi-step workflows. Let's cover cover the advanced tier. These are techniques that take a few extra minutes to set up but deliver massive improvements for recurring workflows. Tips 24 through 26, few-shot prompting. Instead of explaining what you want in abstract terms, show the model 1 to 3 examples of the style or format you're looking for. For instance, if you want ChatGPT to write product descriptions in a specific tone, paste 2 or 3 examples from your best performing listings. The model will analyze the pattern and replicate it. Few-shot prompting works especially well for tone consistency, formatting, and domain-specific jargon. Tips 27 and 28. Role-playing and persona injection. Tell the model to act as a specific type of expert. Act as a hiring manager with 10 years of experience in SaaS companies. Act as a financial analyst, specializing in early-stage startups. This shifts the model's reasoning framework and output style to match the persona. You'll get more relevant insights and more domain-appropriate language. Tips 29 and 30, meta prompting and output formatting. Meta prompting is when you ask GPT 5.2 to optimize its own instructions. OpenAI built this capability into the model because GPT 5.2 is extremely good at critiquing and improving its own prompts. Here's how it works. You paste your rough prompt into ChatGPT and say, "You are an expert prompt engineer. Take this prompt and make it better. Add structure, eliminate vagueness, and specify output constraints." The model will rewrite your prompt with XML tags, explicit instructions, and error handling. Then you use that optimized prompt for your actual task. Let me show you my meta prompt setup. I'll pull up the template and show you what it looks like. This is the meta prompt I use to optimize everything. You paste your rough draft here, and GPT 5.2 rewrites it with all the best practices baked in: XML structure, verbosity control, role assignment, output format, and tone. It's like having OpenAI's official prompt optimizer tool built into ChatGPT for free. That's tips 24 through 30, few-shot prompting, role-playing, and meta prompting. Let me give you 3 copy-paste templates you can use immediately. Template 1, email response with XML and verbosity control. Task, draft a professional response to this email. Context, paste the original email here. Constraints, polite and concise, 150 words or less. Output format, plain text, no subject line. Tone, professional but warm. Template 2, content brief with chain of thought. Step 1, outline the key sections for a blog post about this topic. Step 2, expand each section with supporting points and examples. Step 3, suggest headlines and subheadings optimized for SEO. Template 3, image generation with the 6-component formula. Subject, describe who or what. Action, describe what they're doing. Environment, describe the setting. Art style, specify the visual style. Lighting, describe the lighting conditions. Details, specify colors, textures, or specific elements. All these templates live here so I can grab them anytime. That's your template library: email response, content brief, image generation. Now you know OpenAI official hacks that 95% of ChatGPT users don't. You know how to trigger deeper reasoning with router nudges. You know how to control verbosity with explicit length constraints. You know how to structure complex prompts with XML tags. You know the 6-component formula for image generation. You know how to chain prompts into multi-step workflows. You know how to use few-shot examples, role-playing, and meta prompting to optimize your results. Your text prompts will be clearer, your images will be sharper, your outputs will be better, and you'll save hours of trial and error because you're working with the model's strengths instead of fighting against them. This is the official playbook straight from OpenAI. This is how GPT 5.2 was designed to be used. Now you're in the top 5%. This is how I organize my AI workflow. Everything in one place. If you want the full prompt templates and my workflow setup, check AI Master Pro, link below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.